Welcome back to my walkthrough for Resident Evil Remastered, my friends. This is part 4 of my walkthrough, and in this section we are going to explore the residence. There's quite a lot of things to do here, but we won't need a lot of ammunition at all, so just carry your shotgun and a little bit of shotgun shells, since we will find a little bit of ammunition as we progress through this house. We're going to start by heading through this door. And for those of you with arachnophobia, I know some of you have it by reading your comments, maybe you should skip this part, but really the spider here is nothing special. Let's pick up these shotgun shells and we're going to collect the red book here. I don't need the first aid box, but if you want, collect it for yourself. And now let's take the red book. And we can easily escape before the spider even has time to do anything. It's looking at me, but look at that. You can easily dodge it and get out, so you have nothing to worry about here. It's very easy to escape that spider. In the original Resident Evil, I think there were more spiders in that room. Probably 3 or 4, if memory serves me right. Now we're going to push this crate to cover this hole right here. You don't want to pass near that hole, because if you do, a tentacle will come out and attack Jill, so don't do it. And make sure that you always use the crates to pass from one side to the other. So now let's go down this corridor and into this room.
No, that wasn't part of our deal.
Like I said,
But it's not necessary to destroy S.T.A.R.S.
don't be a hard dog to keep under the porch, Barry.
What about my family?
I will guarantee their safety.
If I play my cards right. Jill!
Barry, I heard someone talking.
Oh, you heard. I think age is starting to take its toll. Talking to myself is becoming a bad habit.
Talking to yourself? You alright? What's gotten into you?
I'm getting you worried, aren't I? But don't, I'm alright. I guess this creepy mansion has gotten to my nerves. Anyway, I think I'll go outside, get some fresh air for a change. Don't worry, I'm just going to get some fresh air. If I'm lucky, I'll get to waste some monsters along the way.
Considering there are evil crows outside who are just waiting to peck you to death, Barry, I don't know if it's very wise to go outside and get some fresh air. Whenever I see an interaction between Jill and Barry, it just feels that they're like in a coffee shop, having a couple of drinks and talking about good times. They're very casual about the situation they're in. And what we're going to do now is collect a key, which will allow us to open the room that's on the opposite side of the safe room. That's how we will progress through the game. In this file we're learning about Plant 42, and we have to take Plant 42 down. If you're doing a speedrun of the game, you don't really need to weaken Plant 42, but in my walkthrough I am going to show you how to make the V-jolt, which will weaken the plant. I'm sure you heard the door as I entered this room. This means that we have some company here, and if you're not fast enough and you remain in the bathroom, then a zombie will get inside the door. So have your shotgun ready, just in case. I will have to come back here and I will blow up that zombie's head, preventing him from coming back as a crimson head. That zombie has a very high chance of having his head destroyed by the shotgun. And now, like I said, we're going to jump back to this side and use the key that we obtained to open this door. We don't need the key anymore. And in this room we're going to pick up the control panel key, as well as a file, and that guy hanged himself. Quite a gruesome image there. We're also going to pick up the self-defense gun, and this self-defense gun I recommend that you save it for now, because this gun is incredibly powerful. You won't find any ammunition for it, but usually what people do is save it for the Black Tiger or the On, since this weapon can destroy a lot of enemies with a single shot, and it causes heavy damage to the other enemies in the game. So save it for now and make sure you take it with you. Apparently the guy who hanged himself killed his friend and left him in the bathroom. Hopefully he did a good enough job of killing his friend and his friend won't come back to life. So we're going to head inside the bathroom now. And we're going to drain the bathtub here and pick up a key. But as soon as we do that, we're going to immediately turn around and get out of here. You don't want to stay in this room any longer than you have to. Because if you do, then that guy laying on the floor of the bathroom will get up and attack you, and the guy who hanged himself will also attack you. However, you can easily get out of the room and you won't have to come back to this room, so you have nothing to worry about. But like you saw, you can easily get out of the room without even having to worry about those two zombies. So now we're going down to the Aqua ring. The Aqua ring we're going to encounter one of my favorite enemies in the game. Hopefully I can get past these enemies without too much problems. Have your shotgun ready because there is going to be a zombie inside. So let's get it ready and blow up his head. Come on, come at me. There we go. Apparently the guys in the other room were the two last survivors in the mansion. I wonder if it would be completely out of their reach to try and run through the forest and out of the mansion. I mean, I know that there are the dogs are outside and whatnot, but they might have been able to make it. I'd probably try it if I had a weapon. It's better than letting myself rot in a room, but that's my opinion. So now what we need to do is push these 3 big crates into the water so that we can create a bridge and pass to the other side. So we have to push them in this order, otherwise they'll get stuck and we'll have to leave the area and come back and repeat the process. And now we're going to push this third one. The door that you are seeing is locked from the other side, so we can't go through it quite yet, but we will later on. And this section for a no damage run can be a little bit tricky. I do recommend that you have an herb or a spray with you just to be on the safe side, because what's going to happen now is we will have to escape a bunch of sharks and we need to move fast Otherwise the sharks will bite us, and if they bite Jill too much they will kill her. Obviously we don't want that. Run close to the railing. I found that running close to the railing highly increases your chances of escaping this area without taking any damage. Plus you want to take these turns as fast as possible, so even though it seems more dangerous to be close to the railing since that's where all the sharks are, remain close to the railing and you should be fine. You shouldn't have too many problems crossing this area without taking any damage. But if you do, just use an herb and you'll be fine. Now what we need to do is make the water disappear from the Aqua ring. We need to drain the water here. Let's just pick up this map here, and as you saw on that board it's saying the valve that I need to use a little bit further on. So we're going to attempt and drain the Aqua ring, and it won't work. So now we have a little bit of time to do this and drain the Aqua ring before, well, we die. So we're going to start by pushing this button right here to my right, and now we're quickly going to turn to our left and we're going to push this lever. Unfortunately this doesn't work because we don't have enough oil pressure, so we need to release one of the valves here, and as you saw on that board it said to release valve number 3, so we're going to press valve number 3. Keep in mind that the valve that you need to push can change, so just because I had to press valve number 3 doesn't mean that you'll have to press valve number 3. You might have to press valve number 1 or number 2, and this gets the job done. So we managed to finish this before we reach the 50% critical level. I do feel a little bit bad for the sharks for doing this because it's not their fault, but unfortunately I don't have a chance, and we will drain the water. And really from this point on the residence becomes extremely easy. For Jill at least. I think things are a little bit more complicated with Chris, because with Chris you do have to battle Plant 42, but with Jill you don't, and you're really not going to encounter a lot of enemies aside from a few bees up until you run into Plant 42. So the residence really, it's, in my opinion, the residence explains a lot about the plot of Resident Evil, and it gives us a lot of details about what happened in the mansion and what kind of experiments they were doing here. You have to go back and forth a little bit, especially if you plan on using the V-Jolt to weaken Plant 42, but aside from that, really the residence is a fairly simple section of the game. So be careful here and don't go into the water because Neptune can kill you. So we're going to push this panel into the water, and now we're going to push this lever down, and as a result we're going to have fried Neptune for dinner. I feel bad for Neptune because, you know, I don't like killing animals. I know it's a little bit weird for me to say this considering I just killed a bunch of zombies who used to be people, but I feel bad for the animals in this game. I rather not kill them, but sometimes you do what you gotta do. So we got the gallery key, and that will allow us to reach another area in the residence and enter the room that was previously locked. And so what we're going to do now is prepare the V-Jolt. As you can see here, there are a few magnum rounds on these crates. Don't pick them up quite yet, because to prepare the V-Jolt you will need 3 empty slots, and if you pick up the magnum rounds then you will have to go back to the safe room to dispose of a few items. So we're going back to this area in a little bit, so we will pick up those magnum rounds on our return trip. So you don't need to worry about them right now. And instead let's go back up and we're going to enter the gallery area. Be careful though, because in the gallery area there are bees, and the bees can poison you. Even though they're very easy to dodge, they can poison you and sting you, so do be careful with that. They deal minimal damage, but nonetheless they do deal damage. So we don't need the key anymore, so we can dispose of it. And now let's go through this room. And here are the bees. Oh boy. This guy probably had a very painful death. We're going to pick up the insecticide spray, and now we need to get through this door, but we need to insert a code to get through this door. And the code is always going to be a combination of 3, 5 and 6. So we're going to start from the start, 3, 5, 6, 3, 6, 5, and then we're going to try 5, 6, 3, 5, 3, 6, and lastly 6, 5, 3 or 6, 3, 5, but already got the right combination. It's always going to be one of those combinations. There's a clue in the room where I got the red book in a pool table, which lets you know that it's the numbers 6, 5 and 3 are the numbers that you need to keep in mind. So now we're going to prepare the V-Jolt. It's a simple math addition that we need to do here to prepare the V-Jolt, but the solution to the preparation of the V-Jolt is on the wall. So first we're going to fill one of the bottles with water. Now we're going to fill another one with the yellow 6, and we're going to fill the last bottle with the umbrella number 3. Now we're going to combine the umbrella number 3 with the water, and that will give us the umbrella number 4. And after that we're going to combine the umbrella number 4 with umbrella number 6, giving us umbrella number 10. Now we're going to put yellow 6 back in another cup. We're going to fill another bottle with water, and we're going to combine the umbrella number 6 with the water, and that gives us umbrella number 7. And now we combine umbrella number 7 with umbrella number 10. That gives us the V17. And lastly, we need to fill up a bottle with the umbrella number 3, combine the umbrella number 17 with the umbrella number 3, and voila! We get the V-Jolt, and it's as easy as that. The solution is on the wall, and it's very easy to figure it out on your own, but like I said, if you needed a little bit of assistance, there you go. Keep in mind that this is optional, like I said. You don't necessarily need to weaken Plant 42, but it is recommended that you do so. Now we're going to pick up this map, but be very careful. After you pick up the map, press the cancel button. Don't press confirm, because if you do so, bees will come out of that hole and attack Jill. So we're going to use the insecticide through this hole, and that will kill the bees in the other room. So now, if we wanted, we would have access to the key that takes us to Plant 42. But, like I said, before I do that, I'm going to use the V-Jolt to weaken Plant 42, and by doing that, I won't even need to fight Plant 42 at all. So I do recommend that you guys do this, and you do gain a trophy for doing this, I believe. So what we need to do now is backtrack to the place where the roots of Plant 42 are located. We can't cross the crates to the other side, unfortunately, because we drained the water. And so we have to go all the way back. There's no way around it, unfortunately. And at this time you can pick up the magnum rounds because you have enough empty slots, and as soon as you use the V-Jolt on the plant, you will have the option to lose all of the bottles, so you will gain 3 empty slots on your item box. So we have to backtrack all the way towards the top floor of the Aqua ring. Unfortunately, in Chris's scenario, you can't do this because Chris doesn't know how to do math, and as such he can't combine the chemicals. So Rebecca can do that for Chris, but even so, if you are playing as Chris, you will always have to battle Plant 42. Even if you use the V-Jolt on Plant 42, it will come back and you will have to battle it. So let's place the V-Jolt. And as you can see, the roots of the plant start decreasing in size. So we've weakened the plant and we can dispose of all the bottles. So now let's go and visit Plant 42. We've been hearing about this plant for a long time and it's finally time to get rid of it. But unfortunately, once again, we will have to go all the way around. So yes, you do lose a little bit of time by doing this, but again, this isn't a speedrun of the game. This is supposed to be a walkthrough that shows you strategies that you can use to make your life easier with the game. And since this is a walkthrough, I feel that it's important to show you how you can weaken Plant 42, because in the long run, it's pretty useful to do this, since with Jill, you won't even have to fight the plant anymore. Like I said, the Residence isn't hard at all. It's a simple section of the game. It just requires you to travel back and forth a lot. So let's go back all the way up. And we are almost out of here. Things are about to get a little bit harder though. Getting back to the mansion isn't easy. That's probably going to be the trickiest section of the game for me, but we'll find a way. So let's take care of that plant. We still have to solve a small puzzle, but it's nothing major. And don't forget that to open the door you need to go pick up the residence key, which is right here where the bees were. So now let's open the door. Oh boy, that guy's expression is so gruesome. Probably not a very nice way to die. But at least he didn't turn into a zombie, so he's got that going for him. So we're going to pick up the white book in the shelf. No, I don't need to save, thank you. Let's pick up the white book. Take it out. And this file essentially explains how to prepare the V-Jolt. You don't really need it because, like I said, the explanation is on the wall of the room where you prepare the V-Jolt. But nonetheless, this article gives a few tips on how to prepare the V-Jolt, but it comes a little bit too late for me, because even though I could have come to pick up the article and only then would have I went back to prepare the V-Jolt, it's pointless since the explanation is so simple. And now all that we need to do is organize these books in order. So as you can see, it's the image of a woman, a naked woman, in the books, and we need to make her body align. I'm not surprised with the fact that it's a naked woman that we have to set up, because I mean this is Capcom, so I'm not surprised at all that we need to do this. But let's head inside the room.
What the hell is this thing?
Barry!
Jill!
I thought it was finished.
Yeah.
That was close. Thanks again.
Don't mention it. But what was that? What the hell's going on in this place?
Barry.
Something about that mansion still bothers me. But I think I'll stay here a little longer. We should split up again and investigate.
All right.
Really, do you really think that's the best idea? I think we should stick together, Barry. That's just my opinion. But I guess it doesn't really matter, because we have to be on our own. But considering the dire situation they're in, I would probably think that it's a good idea to stick together. Or at least if I was Jill, I wouldn't agree to it. I mean, I know that Barry has his motives to do this, but Jill just seems to be like, okay, fine, I'll go on my own, fight off dangerous monsters on my own. You know, I might die, but who cares?
Wesker!
Jill, so you're safe.
That's what I was going to say.
I apologize. It was all I could do to protect myself against those strange creatures.
I understand. Anyway, it's good that you're safe.
Did you notice? Barry, he sounded a little flaky.
Now that you mention it, yeah. I'll keep a close eye.
Maybe it's quite natural under these circumstances. It's not really our standard operation. Jill, our first priority is to get out of here.
I agree.
There are still rooms in that mansion we can't get into because they're locked up. I've been looking for ways to...
Okay, if there's anything, I'll go back to the other mansion.
I'm counting on you.
I've always found it funny how Wesker was in this hall happily shooting poor bees that were just flying around, while at the same time Jill and Barry were battling a giant man-eating plant, you know. Wesker has a really easy job here. He's like, oh, okay guys, I'll just stay here and kill some bees while you guys, you know, go take care of the hunters and the zombies and all the monsters. I'll just stay here and chill. But nonetheless, that's going to conclude this segment, my friends. In the next part, we're going back to the mansion. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the comments and likes. I really appreciate it. I hope you found this segment useful. And I'll see you all later for the next part. Take care, my friends.